action. I've got no action because I'm going to let Josh weld because I can't see shit from clay, you know. Well, it feels like I've been sanding this all day. Oh, that's right, I have been. Anyway, how I love sanding, and it's about as boring as you can get to watch. But I'm going to, I think there's a, not there, here, where is it? There's a spot here, there's a weld through there. So I'm going to put a skim of filler over that and give that a sand back before I can spray this plenum properly. So, yeah, so a little bit of the old-fashioned bog just there. So, yeah, so anyway, I'll probably do that because I want to paint the inside of the vermilion fire soon. And the reason I'm really so keen to do that, I've probably talked about this 100 times before, is because I want to put all the suspension back on. And so, I mean, I could just paint vermilion fire underneath here where thing and just bolt the suspension back up, but I might as well just do it all at once. Hi. Well, I finally got some colour on. This looks very orange, doesn't it, through the camera? Anyway, it's quite, the flickering's fluoros. It's only the first coat. I'll give it another coat and see if I can get a decent shine on it. It's actually not too bad out of the gun already. Staying out of the gun. In some respects, I should probably leave it a little bit matte looking, but I have no choice. And yes, I know I sprayed it a little heavy. And I don't know, it's hard to get all the nooks and crannies, so you end up spraying it heavy, so you just give up. And, you know, if you get a tiny little bit of blistering or something funny under there, no one will ever notice. And certainly I won't, you know, my age, my eyesight, you know. And, but she's got thin spots everywhere. You can't see them through the camera, but I can see them. So another coat will be nice. So that'll be it. And then that's the engine bay done, and of course I'll show you the other side. Oh, the light's bad in here, so this is the other side, and I'll show it to you when it's all finished, but that's also got to have another coat, so it'll be that, and then I can put the suspension back together, put it on its feet. Okay, that's second coat. Got your usual Ford Falcon overspray. And, you know, I went to a lot of trouble to make that so original there. And actually, you don't see it. Oh, I've got to get out of it, it stinks. And, but she's as bright as a button now, I tell you. And look at that. Actually, no runs. Oh, I'm impressed with the paint, really impressed. It actually gets shinier as it goes off. And as it sort of just shines off a bit, because every now and again it's impossible not to, you know, like you spray here and it gets a bit of powder over that side. And it actually just, you know, goes in thing. So I've never painted it before, so I'm very, very pleased with it. It's really easy to put on. And I'm lucky because the temperature was 24 degrees today, so you probably couldn't ask for a better temperature. It's low-ish humidity, so that was my painting day. And probably tomorrow will be another good painting day, but I've got nothing to paint. It is very smelly in here because I just cleaned my guns out and I've got gun cleaner on the floor and it stinks. Okay, that's the masking tape and everything taken off. It just had a bit too much overspray. I couldn't stand it, so I just gave it a wipe there. While the stuff's still, it's touch dry, but it is still not cured. So you can just wipe it over with gun cleaner where you want it to go, and it just goes straight off. Most of it I don't really care about too much, but it's not pretty, is it? I might give it a bit more of a run there and there. Oops, make you feel sick, move the camera too quick. But it is just spectacular in here. I'm pretty pleased with it. And I didn't paint there, of course, and I have a reason for not doing that. Is that, number one, I've got to fix these yet, which I haven't got around. I might put rib nuts in or something like that, or just weld a nut on the back. And 5/16 bolt goes in, I think. I don't know what that is. 1/8 bolt or something. And it's got a little bit of, just there, I've got a little bit of body work to do across there. And just a little bit of filler and sand. I almost don't have to worry about it, but I will, just to make it perfect. Good afternoon. Today I've been tinkering around with lots of things, but essentially this afternoon, I should say, I've been decided how to fix this, and I'm going to weld, so I'll get in a bit closer. So this goes underneath here. So that little piece will get welded in there, and there, and there. And I've decided, it's a real bugger because it's got a, normally it has a nut like swaged on the back of it, or sort of spot welded. It's, you know, the ones that always come loose and rip out like they have. I didn't do that, someone else did that sadly, so I would have taken a bit more time. So I've decided I might put a rib nut in it. That's a rib nut, obviously. And so it's a little, what is it, 3/16 by 24 pitch, which this isn't. This is like an M4 or 5 or something. And I just ran the tap through it, and which doesn't take much, just to get it to be the right thread. Now this is the aluminium rib nut. I'm going to put metal ones in. I've got metal ones, steel I should say, they're all metal, steel ones. So at the end of the day, I'll these, here's my little back and 3 little things. That's what it's going to look like. I'll show you when it's done. And so yeah, looking forward to getting that little thing over and done with. Then I can paint the plenum, and then go ahead and work inside the cabin, because that's where my next little trip is. I want to paint the inside of the cabin and get it all done, so I can start doing some assembling. Can't see my own hand. I think I've showed this before. These were ripped out, and what I've done is welded a plate over the back, and then I've reground out the weld so that it looks pretty good. Has a wiper motor over it, so you don't see it anyway. But I've decided I could weld a nut on. Could have welded a nut in, but it was just not going to work. So rib nuts. I'm sure Ford would have used rib nuts if there was such a thing at the time. In fact, I know they would have. And if you go and look at a modern car, they're just full of rib nuts. Yeah, so what I've decided to do is I'm going to put pour 15 on both sides before I other epoxy enamel undercoat, sorry, epoxy primer. Epoxy primer will be a bit quicker. I just didn't want to have any rusty spots coming through here because, you know, it's just one of those things. So anyway, just a little bit of an update. I think I'll put pour 15 on it and then just sand it back nicely, and it'll be good then. I can even put the rib nuts in with it wet, it wouldn't matter. In fact, it'd be better. Okay, there's something I'm going to tell you about pour 15 if you buy it, because it is unbelievable stuff, but it sets like a ceramic, so it's just, you can't open it without destroying the tin if you've used it prior to it. So if you get even a little bit on the outside of the thing, which I thought I was pretty good with this last time I used it, it still destroyed it. So I buy new tins. This one's actually not ready yet because it's not past halfway, so I might actually have to waste some. But I'm going to try something different this time. And what I'm going to try is I'm going to put a plastic sheet, some plastic over it when I tap it on. So if it leaks a bit, it's going to, or spills a bit, it'll be a plastic membrane between the lid and that. So that may make it possible to get it off again. So that was just a tip. You know, no tips, but there you go. I did one anyway, so I broke my own rule. Well, just for the fun of it, I thought I'd just film this open. So, I don't know if you've ever had pour 15 on your hands before, but it's pretty annoying stuff. It doesn't come off. And no doubt it's as poisonous as it is sticky. Great brush, not. Oh. So this is what I ended up doing with the pour 15. A bit more of a tap there. So hopefully next time I'll have to put some weights on that. Should have. If I had another tin, I would have decanted it into a pressed tin. But that's how to put it in. I'm sure that'll help. There's those rib nuts. You'll see in time lapse putting them in. They worked perfectly, better than I expected. They're all countersunk in there where they're meant to be. I tapped them out with my tap here, and just to get them to be the correct pitch. And so that's that now. Yeah, I'll let the pour 15 go off, and I'll sand it, and I'll put some primer on it, and that'll be it. So that's all I really wanted to show you. So that's that one. Okay, thanks for watching. Like, share and subscribe.